Hello everybody and welcome back to FX Tweet. Today we're going to be taking a look at the screeners. It is Monday and we're going to scope out the coins that have a lot of potential to rally in the coming days, right? So before we actually get deep into the technicals or why I'm selecting the coins, I want to direct your attention to the FX Tweet YouTube channel. If you enjoy the content that we put out and want to stay updated to the hottest trends in the cryptocurrency market, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon. You can also follow us on Twitter at FXSCrypto, and if you like what I do, you can give me a follow at Mangeko with a 0 at the end. Right, let's get back to the screener. Right, so the screener things are pretty much the same with a filter of the coins that have market cap above 100 million. Right, and I've sorted this by volume because volume is the most important factor. If you see a spike in volume, the price is obviously going to follow if it hasn't already. So we're going to be taking a look at Metal, FTT, and ZRX. Metal coin has, the volume for Metal coin has rallied 2,000% over the last 24 hours and 7,000% over the last week, which is insane. And to add more tailwind to Metal is the spike in daily active addresses, which is a 400% upswing. That is pretty much it. But another thing that you have to take a look at is the exchange inflow. Roughly the exchange inflow has increased 575%, which kind of indicates that users are looking to book profits. As for FTT, you've seen the exchange inflow has spiked as well. The daily active addresses hasn't spiked that much, which is okay-ish. The volume has spiked 646% as well. Same here with ZRX. I think ZRX looks the most promising among the top four here, mainly because the volume has increased, yes, both on a daily time frame and a 7-day time frame. There's literally a negative exchange inflow, which means people are moving the coins out of exchanges, which means there's not a lot of sell-off that's going to happen. And another interesting thing is here that the 30-day MVRV and the 1-year MVRV are both negative, which means that the people are still in loss. So let's take a look at Metal first. As discussed here in the top gainers, right? As discussed here in the top gainers, Metal is forming some sort of a rounded bottom pattern here, which it has already completed and it has already broken out of it, right? With the neckline being anywhere that extends from 2.4 to 2.43, right? For now, the price is showing some sort of slowdown as it approaches this neckline here, but I believe, like, since that was on a weekly time frame, on a daily time frame, what's going to happen is for the price to retrace back into the 70% retracement level here at 2.17 and then go up, get supported here and then move higher, right? It's pretty much the same what I explained in the top gainers, where the first hurdle is going to be 2.9, roughly $3, and then it's going to be $3.5. But if you measure this, it indicates a 44% upswing from here, which again resembles the target that I marked here at 3.50. So either way, I think MTL is going to be a good coin to look out for the week, since it's already gained quite a bit in the last week and it's already present above its resistance level here on a weekly time frame. I think this coin is worth a look. Just wait for it to retrace to $2.17, $2.15, and that's where you accumulate Metal in hopes of it reaching $3 and $3.5. Let's move on to the next coin, which is FTT. Right, so I remember discussing FTT when the price was somewhere around here, where it was encountered this resistance level here, extending from $51 to $53, right? And back then I explained two outlooks, which is if the price holds above $46, then there's a good chance it's going to consolidate here, move higher, and then retest this as a support. That's where you long FTT, and this is a position that I provided. This is the first scenario, and the second scenario is if the price actually moves above here right away and then flips into the support level, then again the same scenario with the upside. You can book profits 64, 73, and 84. In total, this was a 60% swing trade. And in the same video, I also explained that if we fail to move above this resistance level here, there's a good chance price is going to retrace down to 46 and then we could eventually come down to $39, $40 for support, right? And you can check this out here. This level would be your indication to go long, and a retest and a hold of $46 would be a place where you want to accumulate positions, and then wait for a flip of 53 again to get confirmation of the upside. If we lose $46 on a weekly time frame, there is a good chance price is going to head back to $39, $40. Exactly, right? So this was published on March 28th. And that's exactly what's happened since then. The price has gotten rejected at this resistance level, and it's retraced all the way. All the gains that were made here from 7th March to 21st March, 3 weeks of upswing was undone basically. Right now is, again, there's a good chance to accumulate here, and I think there's also a good setup. Let me just explain it here. This is FTT perp. Right, I'm also looking at this triple tap setup here, which is a low forms, deviation below the low, and then we're gonna start bouncing up again, right? But this time, what's gonna happen is we're gonna collect liquidity. There was a equal highs formed here, so we're gonna head back to 53, and we're probably gonna wick up and like do something like this. So either way, I think now there's a 30% upswing opportunity for FTT. So let me just go back to that coin over here, and let me provide a new flip, which is, let's just make it 10%. Yeah, approximately 10%, and 31%, right? So this is looking like a really promising setup, right? I am looking at a 30% upswing for FTT in the next week or two. This is a swing position. I rarely take swing positions because I'm not patient, and I like to see the price move quickly and for me to book profits quickly. I'm more of a scalper or a day trader than a swing trader. So yeah, either way, things are looking pretty good for FTT from a daily time frame. There's a 30% upswing to 53, and if we get a flip of 53 into support level, then expecting a retest of 64, which would provide a 60% upswing again. So yeah, that pretty much sums up my analysis for FTT. If you enjoyed this session, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. My bad. I think we still have another coin left to do on the screener, which is ZRX. Yeah, this is the coin that I'm more like excited for to trade. I could probably buy a couple of spot backs for ZRX, and I think I did a TA on ZRX. Yep. Right, so ZRX is forming a falling wedge pattern here, where the price is tagged the upper trend line thrice and the lower trend line twice. This is a textbook falling wedge pattern, and right, this is a premature setup that I was looking at earlier today, where there is a little bit of FVG present here. So if you just use the volume profile tool here, you can see it thins out considerably after this particular level here at 0.656, and we could head up to 0.637, mainly because to collect or like to fill the fair value gap present here, it could be a quick wick down, and then the price is going to start moving higher. And interestingly enough, this could also provide a breakout for it could be a setup for breakout traders. People who short ZRX here could be trapped here, which would be another really good reason for you to long ZRX. So I am currently looking at this particular setup here, which is a 54% upswing. Actually, this was incomplete. Hold up, let's redo it again. Okay, hold up. I remember. The reason why I used the take profit levels around here is because I am also looking at this smaller falling wedge pattern that was formed inside the larger falling wedge pattern. Like on a 4-hour time frame, there's another falling wedge here. So I think right now would be a good place to long this and book profits around here. So there's two setups here. The first setup is a 4.76 hour trade with 26% upswing, and the second trade on a higher time frame that would indicate, that would only occur, like, I think it's a good place to the only good place to add this is once we get a weekly close or a daily close above this upper trend line here. Currently I'm hoping this is going to happen in the coming week or two. So with that in mind, I think if you, depending on where this forms a base, I do not expect it to go further south, apart further than $6.37, right? So assuming something like this plays out, there's a good chance price could, there's a natural resistance here at 1.3, but the technicals forecast 1.42. So you could just be conservative and book profits at 1.37, which would give you a 1.9 hour trade, right? This is just me guessing because I do not know where the bottom is going to form. So I'm going to wait for the swing low to form here on a weekly, actually not on a weekly, probably on a 3-day. I think if there's a swing low that forms here in the next week, it would be a good place to long ZRX. I think this coin holds the most potential among the three coins that I'm looking at here, mainly because you don't see a lot of inflow. Actually, let's take a look at the inflow for the last 7 days and 30 days. So see if there's, yep, as you can see here over a weekly time frame as well, there a lot of people have moved their tokens out of exchanges. And over the 30 days, there is a decent amount of inflows. Let's check the on-chain metrics here for ZRX. Okay, there's not a lot of volume spike here. You're seeing the price getting, as the price moves down, the volume is also getting congested or getting squeezed, which is something that you like to see when a falling wedge is forming. Let's ignore this, ignore this. Network growth has spiked quite a bit, and network growth is a really good indication. Like every time network growth spikes, you can see the price follow up. This was a premature spike, which moved price up from 0.81 to $1.1, which was a pretty good uptrend. Again, here the volume spiked, and then the price consolidated in between 1.17 to 1.13, formed an equal high around here. If you look at this particular high and this high is over here, which was a good place to short. And over here as well, the price moved from approximately 0.7 to 1.90. And now we're seeing another spike. So I think overall, this is another indication as to why you should keep an eye on ZRX. The 365-day MVRV is nearing the zero line, which is good, but it's still in the negative territory. And this is the most bullish metric that I'm seeing right now on ZRX. Let's take a look at it from, okay, awesome. This is the best and the most interesting metric that I'm seeing right now, right? It's been on a downtrend for a very long time, which is a good fundamental metric, which is fundamentally good for the coin. That's nothing interesting here. Intraday, let's take a look at intraday. Okay, it's spiked quite a bit. So like I mentioned, right, I am expecting the price to head a little lower. Just clear this. There's a lot of stuff happening. Right, so like I mentioned, there's a little bit of a gap here, fair value gap present here. So the price could come down to 0.63, which is again supported by the intraday MVRV chart. You could see a base form around you could see a base form around roughly 20%. I think that would be another indicator of where you should buy ZRX. So yeah, this is also good. So let's see if whales are accumulating. Okay, so let's take off this. The largest group. Okay, let's move to this one. This is more interesting than that. Yep. So So basically the red group of holders, which is they're holding 1 million and 10 million coins of ZRX, have basically started accumulating again from 6th April. The same is happening with the pink set of holders. They started a little late, which is on 8th April. And since then, their wallet holdings have increased from 6.13% to 6.30%, which is good. The yellow people holding 10K to 100K ZRX tokens, not really that great. Okay, so the most confluent group of holders, at least up to the all-time high, was this red group of holders holding between 1 million to 10 million coins. And since then, there isn't a lot of correlation with the price. But either way, I'm willing to bet that these group of holders is something that you need to watch, you need to keep an eye on, because they've increased their holdings from 32% to 34%, which is quite a bit. So I think overall, I would be inclined to buy a lot of ZRX in the coming weeks. So yep, that is pretty much it. If you enjoyed this analysis, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any doubts, you can hit me up on Twitter. You can just comment in the video down below. And yep, have a good rest of the week.